Good morning. My name is Catherine Garcia, and as president of the Terrell High School student body, I am honored to be here today representing our Terrell High School students and staff. Since the COVID-19 pandemic would not allow us to meet in large groups, we have prepared this year's Veterans Day celebration event in a virtual format to honor our military veterans and those currently serving in uniform. It is important to us that we continue our tradition of recognizing those who have proudly served our nation in the U.S. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and Marines. We will begin our program today with the Armed Forces Salute. If you are watching at home in the company of family and friends, or even if you are watching by yourself, please stand when your service song is played. Army.
Shout, counter marching all about, and those caissons go rolling along. For it's high, high in the field artillery. Count out your numbers loud and strong. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And wherever you go, you will always know that those caissons go rolling along.
Navy. Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through howling gale and shot and shell to win our victory. Sandberg Mirages is our guide, our pledge, our motto too. We're always ready, do or die. I Coast Guard, we fight for you.
Air Force.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sky. Here they come, soon to lead our thunder. And boys, give her the gun. And we dive, spouting a flame from under, off with one terrible roar. We live in fame, we'll go down in flame, for nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Marines.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor free. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, the United States
At this time, everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. and remain standing for our national anthem to be performed by the Terrell High School Tiger Band. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our national anthem.
1, 2, 3,
Thank you. We have several new components in honoring our veterans today. They are in the form of students' competitions for patriotic essays, art, prose and poetry, and audiovisual productions. Before we announce the presentations for each winning entry, we want to thank the Terrell Chamber of Commerce, American Legion Post number 162, and American National Bank for providing cash awards for these students' accomplishments. The award winners are Thank you, sponsors. We appreciate your encouragement and support in providing new pathways for our students to honor our military veterans. Taps is a solemn musical selection performed at flag ceremonies and military funerals honoring soldiers who died in service to our country. In recent wars in Iraq and Afghanistan against the forces of evil in our world, 5 Terrell students gave the last full measure of devotion to protect our freedom. They are Gerardo Moreno, Sean Brady Berry, Jonathan Emmert, Sean McNabb, and Joseph Lewis. We honor these heroes as well as all U.S. military servicemen and women at this time. Please stand quietly in reverence for the playing of taps, which will be followed by a moment of silence. And now, a moment of silence. Our bugler was Luis Santos, a member of our Terrell High School Tiger Band. Thank you, Luis. The final segment of today's Veterans Day celebration is an interview with one of our local veterans and teachers, Glenn Banker, which will be conducted by THS senior John Ori.
Seated with me today is Coach Banker, a local veteran in Terrell and a staff member at THS. We're here to ask him some questions and learn about Veterans Day from his views back then and today. Coach Banker, why did you join the military and why specifically the Marines?
It's kind of a funny story, John, in that when I was growing up, my father was in the Army, his father was in the service, and his father's father was in the service. I had thought I had every intention of joining the Marine Corps, but, joining the Army at that time. But I walked into the recruiting station, and lo and behold, there was the Marine Corps in his Marine Corps dress blues, and I said, that's what I want. So my selection in the service, believe it or not, is based upon the Marine Corps uniform.
Where were you living at the time, and how old were you then?
Well, I was a senior in high school in Clarksville, Tennessee. I was 17 years old, just going through life, deciding what I was going to do.
Because you were a senior at the time, would you recommend the military as a growth opportunity to others around you?
Well, when I was growing up, it was suggested that everybody, or every adult male, should have about at least a 2-year experience in the military, and I'm a firm believer in that. Military taught me a lot.
Would you say your service has made you more patriotic?
Oh God, yes, yes. I mean, even to this day, when I hear the national anthem, I stand. I put my hand over my heart. I sing the song. And sometimes I get a little flustered when I don't see people standing.
Did you travel anywhere outside of the United States? And what would you say you learned about just foreign areas in general?
Being a Marine and being the son of an Army veteran, I have been blessed in that I have seen just about everything in the world that you care to. I mean, I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. I was stationed in Moscow on embassy duty. I made a Mediterranean cruise, which is what we called. We had a Westpac. I've been to Italy. I've been to Germany. I've been to Sicily. I've been all over the Orient. I've been to the Philippine Islands. I've been to Japan. It's kind of neat in that different civilizations require different things of people or expect different things of people. I remember one time when I was in Okinawa, Japan, I was driving down the road, a new highway one time, and you could see little old ladies patting the dirt to make sure that the dirt was nice for people to pass by. It's just an amazing thing. There are countries that Americans are welcome at and wholeheartedly, and there are some countries where not so much, but it's a unique experience traveling the world. I mean, when I was stationed in Moscow, we had somebody that was watching us watch them. It's a unique experience. It really is.
Would you say that all that you noticed across all these civilizations and cultures, did they help you choose to become a history teacher?
Well, not choose necessarily to become a history teacher, but it lended to the way that I approached my teaching. Actually having to live life as long as I have, I've seen a lot of things, and it adds a human perspective to it, in that I can tell them that this occurred then because I was there. I was a primary source. Being able to relate to different cultures, be able to relate to how people think, different religions, dealing with different cultures when you're in the Marine Corps, different people in the Marine Corps. It just allows you to interact better with your students. It allows you to appreciate different cultures a lot easier.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or help people think about the military when they see Veterans Day or Memorial Day?
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that say that patriotism is not what it used to be. And I don't see that at all. I mean, you see gentlemen wearing prior service hats all over the place. You see soldiers, airmen, and Marines walking around in uniforms, and you see people thanking them for their service, especially around Veterans Day. There's plenty of times that I can walk into a restaurant, if someone knows that I'm a serviceman, I'll get a free meal. So it is still a patriotic time here in America.
Well, thank you, Coach Banker, and we'd like to remind everyone at THS to appreciate the veterans around them in Terrell and everywhere else outside this Veterans Day.
Semper Fi.
Thank you, Mr. Banker, for sharing your thoughts with us today. We sincerely thank you for your service. This brings us to the close of our time of celebrating Veterans Day 2020 together. Like so many other things this year, and the many challenges we are all facing on a daily basis, it's important that we hold fast to the freedoms and traditions that is the fabric of our country. And Veterans Day is one of those traditions. Before we go, we want to send a heartfelt thank you to American National Bank, American Legion Post number 162, and the Terrell Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring and providing cash prizes for the patriotic art, essay, prose and poetry, and audiovisual compositions. I also want to thank our Terrell High School students and staff who worked so hard to make this virtual Veterans Day celebration event a reality. And I encourage everyone to watch the credits at the end of this broadcast to see the names of everyone who worked on this special project. And finally, I want to assure all of our veterans that this endeavor was definitely a labor of love for all of us. We truly thank you for your service.